So this is Motion Cloud. This is a new system we're building as part of the Syncity AI setup. This is not a CRM, but it's to replace one. We're calling it Motion at the moment. Whether we keep that or not is a work in progress, but it's designed strategy first. So this is about taking what's in Syncity AI, looking at your performance room, looking at your strategy, looking at your quarterly goals, looking at everything you want to achieve as a business, and then relaying that down to this layer of our contacts, partners, people we're working with, leads and things. So we're moving away from a bit of a static CRM system with funnels to actually looking at people who can help us to deliver on that strategy. So it's built around the idea that relationships have momentum, temperature and direction. So you'll see up here top right, very basic strategy. It's not set up yet to pull everything from my Syncity AI setup, but you'll see that what we want to achieve is to scale to 500k ARR in 12 months. That's what this is designed around. If halfway through the year I change that strategy and suddenly I want to work on more partnerships or deliver something different, all of the contacts within the system, their relationship with you would change, and you'd be able to see the right contacts for the right kind of strategy that you want to deliver. So it's got an inbuilt, let's call it a cleverness, that sits behind that system. So everything that we're doing within this this vision, and what we're looking at on screen is all tailored back to what we want to achieve as an organisation. So first screen, you'll see it's a bit of a central view, horizontal spine that reflects time. You can see 7 days, 14 days, 45, 60. So this is in the past. So the left-hand side of the screen is today. So this is about when we've either had contact or engagement with our contacts. So they obviously float above and below the line to make sure you can actually read it. But the further left they are, the more recent we've contacted or they've engaged with our content. They've looked at videos, opened emails, things like that. So you can start to see, as we move further right, you can see the relationships that are starting to drift and people that aren't as engaged as they used to be almost immediately. Hopefully fairly easy to see. We'll darken these up, but 0 to 7 days is a slightly different shade to the 14 up to the 45, but we'll make that kind of warm down to cool with the colours in the background. As I said, we've got the day markers of when people have connected. Now you see everyone's got a name card in the system. You can look at that. Obviously above and beyond, we've got dormant ones. I'm not going to scroll across because I have to come out of the system, but where they've gone dormant, the line that actually links them to the spine is dashed, so you can see immediately who's not connected or who's stopped to engage with you. And where they've got this little icon in the corner, that means there's more than one person from that same company in your system, so you can immediately see here, for example, we've got Sarah Mitchell at Apex. We've also got Liam Thorpe down here at Apex, so you can see where you've got engagement in the same company, but some are more engaged than others, some are drifting, some are actually engaging with you, so you can immediately see that. We've got temperature on each one, small dot, whether they're blue, orange, red, warm, obviously, what we're looking at. So are they hot? Are we in contact with them quite regularly? Are they warm? Are they cooling? Are they cold? Or are they dormant? So every dot immediately just shows you what type of customer we're dealing with here. So you can see red hot across the top, orange, drifting, blue, getting colder. From there we have the types. So you'll see we've got prospects, we've got partners, we've got advocates, we've got reactivations, we've got orbit, and we've got dormants. So prospect, active path toward a commercial outcome. We've got partners where there's a mutual value, a JV, a referral, distribution maybe. Advocates, highly engaged but they're not buying, potential referrer or amplifier of your business. Reactivation might be a previous buyer or warm contact. Orbit is someone who's aware and engaged but no clear motion as yet. And then dormant means obviously no meaningful signal, deprioritized people. You'll also see this momentum score. So we're looking at recency, frequency of interactions, inbound versus outbound, So if they're green above 60, healthy, amber 30 to 60, we need attention, and red below 30, they're obviously at risk. So you can see that very quickly and easily. We've got some filters just up here where we can pick them by temperature and by day range over here to kind of focus in rather than seeing the entire timeline. So you can say, I want to see everyone within the last 30 days who's hot, warm or cooling within that. If you then click on a contact, when obviously you can see some of that information, they're a partner, they're cooling, last interaction 30 days ago, momentum score is low, relationship signal, we can see they're a previous customer, and therefore we've got a recommended plan. So the strategic directive is to schedule this, and then if we click that, it drafts the outreach. So every contact within your system has an individual kind of outreach sent to them based on their relationship with you and their interactions. And obviously in the recent history, you'll be able to see emails that have been sent, received, opened, whether they're watching your videos or anything like that. So you're getting relationship view of that person, but each person within your system is getting that clear input as to what the next piece is. So it's not sending bulk emails. It's not everyone's just in the same funnel and they're all getting the same information sent to them. We can literally go in and go, Fiona, right, there isn't one there, let's add one for her. She's influence and she's an advocate. So now our strategic directive, thank them for their continued support, ask if they know one or two founders who might benefit. So we're doing very targeted outreach. As I said, they're not just sitting in the same funnel as every other contact where you think they're leads, but actually they're not. They're a different kind of relationship with you. So the relationship signal again helps the context, commercial, engagement, influence or strategic are those. They could be a previous customer, a webinar attendee, a referrer, a potential partner. And again, it just helps the AI understand what we want to do with them. Obviously, you can upload people directly into the system as part of that. This is all new, it's all being designed at the moment, so things are being tweaked and changed as we go, but this is where we're at with this at the moment. From that view, we can go into a company view. So again, we can start to see each of the companies that these people work for. We can see how many contacts they've got. So here we've got two people within it. We know they're both prospects. One's warm, one's cooling. Email within last 10 days, 23 days. We can see the momentum score for the individuals, but that also then gives us a score for the business as well. So we've got medium coverage with two people. It's a healthy relationship. And again, you'll see that there's some AI insights show momentum. James is warm, but Kwame is cooling, and your overall coverage is thin. A risk for sales-led push. Reach out to James this week. Blah blah. So we're starting to look not just as an individual, but we can also look at that from a company view as well. And then, as you'd expect, you can actually go into all the individuals as well and just sort through them and see exactly where each of them are at and get that same information. So you've got multiple ways of viewing that same data and same information, but it's just an easy visual way of seeing what relationships you have with people and where they sit within your system. So we've built a small lead gen tool as well that goes with this, so you can start to search for leads, contact details, information, send out that first email, invite them kind of into the company, get some engagement going with them, and then see where they sit on these timelines. But it means that whatever you're working on as a business, you should know who kind of the key relationships and the key people are, and you can see who's drifting, who's not, but who you need to focus on from a sales perspective, who might be good partners, who might actually just be a really good advocate for the business, and you could tap into them. But all of these people, you can see the different relationships. They shouldn't be in the same funnel getting the same emails week on week. They should all be getting something slightly different, and that's where the system takes you from this personalized approach. So hopefully a quick overview of what we're working on, and imagine this as a module within SynCity AI. So everything we're collecting in that tool, all the data information, is actually feeding all of this. And as I said, you change your strategy, all of these suddenly change in the system. So you've got different momentums, different partners, different things to do with each of them based on what you want to achieve as a business.